Actually, no one was around when Yossarian returned from the hospital but Orr and the dead man in Yossarian's tent. The dead man in Yossarian's tent was a pest, and Yossarian didn't like him, even though he had never seen him. Having him lie around all day annoyed Yossarian so much that he had gone to orderly rooms several times to complain to Sergeant Towser, who refused to admit that the dead man even existed, which of course he no longer did. It was still more frustrating to try to appeal directly to Major Major, the long and bony squadron commander, who looked a little like Henry Fonda, in distress and went jumping out the window of his office each time Yossarian bullied his way past Sergeant Towser to speak to him about it. The dead man in Yossarian's tent was simply not easy to live with. He even disturbed Orr, who was not easy to live with either, and who, on the day Yossarian came back, was tinkering with the faucet that fed the gasoline into the stove he had started building while Yossarian was in the hospital. There's a leak here. I'm trying to fix it.
Please stop. You're making me nervous.
When I was a little kid, I used to walk around all day with one apple in each cheek.
Why?
Because they're better than horse chestnuts. When I couldn't get crab apples, I used horse chestnuts. Horse chestnuts are about the same size as crab apples and actually have a better shape, although the shape doesn't matter a bit.
Why did you walk around with crab apples in your cheeks?
Because they got a better shape than horse chestnuts. I just told you that.
Why? You evil-eyed, mechanically aptitude, disaffiliated son of a bitch! Did you walk around with anything in your cheeks?
I didn't walk around with anything in my cheeks. I walked around with crab apples in my cheeks. When I couldn't get crab apples, I walked around with horse chestnuts in my cheeks. One in each cheek.
Why?
Why what? It's a funny thing about this valve.
What is?
Because I wanted...
Jesus Christ! Why did you want
Apple cheeks?
apple cheeks?
I wanted apple cheeks. Even when I was a kid, I wanted apple cheeks someday. And I decided to work at it until I got them. And by God, I did work at it until I got them. And that's how I did it. With crab apples in my cheeks all day long. One in each cheek.
Why did you want apple cheeks?
I didn't want apple cheeks. I wanted big cheeks. I didn't want to care about the color so much, but I wanted them big. I worked at it just like one of those crazy guys you read about who go around squeezing rubber balls all day long to strengthen their hands. In fact, I was one of those crazy guys. I used to walk around all day with rubber balls in my hands too.
Why?
Why what?
Why did you walk around all day with rubber balls in your hand?
Because rubber balls are bigger than crab apples.